Namaste, Sitaram, a pleasant good morning. Welcome to Rudraaya. I am your host, Nisha Sharma, and Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind compliments of Maharujadip Mandir. And of course, our Mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough, with Tapscott and McNichol being our closest intersection. So today is a very special segment. Like always, every single segment, we like to celebrate those special occasions. And this entire program is dedicated to our executive producer's son, Gavin, as he celebrates his birthday this past week. So Gavin, on behalf of the crew at Maharujadip Mandir as well as Rudraaya, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and this entire segment of Rudraaya is dedicated to you on this very special occasion. We'll get straight into our pravachan with our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma. Enjoy.
Guru Charanana Mana Bhayo Re, Guru Charanana Guru Charanana Man Bhayo Re, Guru Charanana Man Bhayo. Na jao Ganga Jamuna na jao, na jao Ganga Jamuna na jao, mane manan havayo re, Guru Charanana man bhayo, Guru Charanana man bhayo re, Guru Charanana man bhayo. घट ही में गंगा घट ही में जमुना, घट ही में गंगा घट ही में जमुना, घट ही घट समायो रे, गुरु चरणना मन भायो, गुरु चरणना मन भायो रे, Guru Charanana Man Bhayo. Na jao Gokul, na jao Mathura, na jao Gokul, na jao Mathura, घट ही दर्शन वायु रे, गुरु चरणना मन भायो, गुरु चरणना मन भायो रे, गुरु चरणना मन भायो. एक ब्रह्म नाना घट व्यापे, एक ब्रह्मना घट व्यापे, सतगुरु ज्योत जगावो रे, गुरु चरणना मन भायो, गुरु चरणना मन भायो रे, गुरु चरणना मन भायो, गुरु चरणना मन भायो रे, गुरु चरणना मन भायो, गुरु चरणना मन भायो. तुम हमारे ते चोर सुन नंद दुलारे, कोई न मीत हमारो। किसके दुआरे जाए पुकारो, और न कोई सहारो। अब तो आके वह पकड़ लो, ओ मेरे प्रियतम। तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, तुम हमारे हो, तुम हमारे हो रहेंगे, ओ मेरे प्रियतम। तेरे कारण सब जग चोरा, तुम संग नाता जोरा प्यारे। एक बार प्रभु बस ते कह दो, तू मेरा हे मेरा प्यारे। साची प्रीत की रीत दिखा दो, ओ मेरे प्रियतम। तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, हम तुम्हारे हो, तुम हमारे हो रहोगे, ओ मेरे प्रियतम। तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, तुम हमारे हो, तुम हमारे हो रहोगे, ओ मेरे प्रियतम, ओ मेरे प्रियतम, ओ मेरे प्रियतम।
Dear devotees, let me take this opportunity to say a special thank you for those of you who have tuned in to us via this day. In today's society, we've been told of the power of prayer. What constitutes a prayer? Does a prayer always have to have a purpose? A prayer is centered on a self-conscious and self-judging person relating to an altar. The mode employed by the person praying is never the same. It differs from person to person. Even for a given person, it differs time to time. Prayer also can be a simple, mental, or oral chant, or a strict, elaborate ritual. Now, prayer can be three different forms of karma, action in prayer: physical, kaika, oral, vachik, and mental, manas. Performing a ritual is a physical form of prayer. Singing the praises of the Lord through the medium of bhajans, through the mediums of kirtan, is an oral form of prayer, while chanting a mantra, Om Shambhu Mahesha Karunamaya Shulapane Sthano Girish Girijesha Mahesha Shambho Bhutesha Bhit Abhay Sudana Mamanatam Sansar Dukkahana Jagadisha Rakshaha. So while chanting mantra like these, silently or loud, is but a mental form of prayer. Prayer should always have a purpose, just as how any action that we do commit to, you pray because you want something, is it not? Without an object of desire, there is no prayer. You may want something specific, or you may want clarity of the mind, antakarana shuddhi. You may also pray towards the Lord to be pleased with your prayer, because you want to be in His good books. You want Him to glance, and may His favorable glance be bestowed upon us. He seems to cast His blessings on others all the time. We may think, why shouldn't the Lord cast His favorable glance ever so often along my way? But when we put ourselves in the equation, something happens. Either He seems to blink His eyes and turn away from us at times, or rather, we believe that Paramatma closes His eyes altogether in favor of us. Further, it looks as though you cannot pray for another person. Do you believe that when we pray for another person, they benefit? Well, the scriptures are replete with this. How many of us we have called the various pundits, sadhus, and others, and we have all asked that what type of puja can we perform, what type of prayer can we perform. The person is a non-believer. The person seems to be going through more tragedies than anything. Further, it is indicated by some. So does it work? It is indicated by some that you cannot eat for another individual and the other person can be fulfilled. But prayer is an action. It is not like eating. It is more like bathing. And not only do you bathe, but you also bathe your child to cleanse him or her. Thus you can pray to achieve something either for yourself or for someone else. Yet when you pray for another person, it is still your prayer. Is it not?
My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's pravachan, and of course, Gavin, I hope you're looking at Rudraaya this morning, because this entire segment and our blessings is going out to you on a very special occasion. So, my dear viewers, I did promise you that I'd give you information on our Navratri Yagna that's coming up. So, just to let you know that Navratri is starting on October 17th and will be concluding on October 25th. So, like I mentioned, we will be having every evening, we will be conducting Navratri service. However, again, the mandir remains closed to the public. But if you would like to attend one of those services, we are taking bookings by appointment only. And of course, we are limiting capacity to just 6 devotees at a time. So it is going to be 9 sessions. So we will be able to accommodate 6 of you each night. So if you'd like to come and offer your prayer during this very special occasion, please contact us and reserve one of the nights, and we would be looking very much forward to praying with you during this auspicious occasion of Navratri. For now, we'll get straight into our health segment with Dr. Ramkisoon.
Sitaram and welcome to Health Corner. I am Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, and today is the third episode in our series on cancer. Today we are discussing breast cancer, which is the most common type of cancer diagnosed in women. Although breast cancer can occur in men, it is far more common in women, comprising a quarter of all types of cancer diagnosed in women. It is estimated that 10% of breast cancers are genetic. The other 90% is due to cancerous changes that are not well understood. These cells start to divide rapidly, forming a lump of tissue or mass that may spread with time. Although it is difficult to predict who will develop breast cancer, there are certain risk factors that increase your chance. Just being female and an older age are significant factors for development. The next is a family history of breast cancer, since having a mother, sister, or daughter who has been diagnosed previously increases your risk of developing breast cancer in the future. Other interesting risk factors involve the body's exposure to certain female reproductive hormones. Beginning your period at an earlier age, typically before the age of 12, or starting menopause at an older age, usually over age 52, are risk factors for developing breast cancer later in life. Also, those that have never been pregnant are also at a higher risk. Some of the modifiable risk factors for breast cancer include obesity, cigarette smoking, alcohol, and shift work or disturbed sleep cycles. The symptoms of breast cancer are often very subtle and are not noticed until they are more advanced. The most important sign is a new breast lump or thickening that feels different from the surrounding tissue. Another sign is the change in the size, the shape, or appearance of the breast, or changes to the skin over the breast, such as dimpling. Unusual discharge from the nipple or changes in the skin of the areola around the nipple can also be signs of breast cancer. Another later sign is the appearance of multiple nodules or lumps in the armpit, which can indicate spread of the breast cancer to the lymph nodes in the armpit. If you see any of these signs, you should see your physician for further investigations. This may include a mammogram, which is an X-ray of the breast to look for density changes, ultrasound, or even MRI. If there is a lump that needs to be further investigated, a breast biopsy is arranged, which is taking a small sample of that tissue to examine under a microscope. Since breast cancer is often diagnosed late, it is important to screen for symptoms on a regular basis. Screening is testing healthy women in an attempt to diagnose those early breast cancers as soon as possible. Screening may include regular breast exams, mammography, ultrasound, and genetic screening. Of all of these, the most effective is breast self-exams, since every individual knows what their tissue normally feels like. The treatment for breast cancer depends on how advanced it is and how far it has spread. These treatments may include surgery to remove the lump only, surgery to remove the entire breast, or the breast and some of the armpit lymph nodes. Other treatments may include radiation therapy, chemotherapy, or hormonal therapy. Breast cancer is a very common problem, and especially amongst older women. Although we cannot always prevent breast cancer from developing, at least we can screen for it and catch it as early as possible. Thank you for joining with me on Health Corner, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week on Rudraaya.
My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's health segment. And of course, we get straight into a corporate segment with Kamalji from Lotus Funeral Home.
Sitaram and Namaste. My name is Kamal Bardwaj, and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center in Toronto and Kitchener Funeral Home and Crematorium in Kitchener. I'm also a licensed funeral director. So much has changed when it comes to how families are able to support each other in the grieving process at a funeral due to COVID-19 restrictions. In particular, when it comes to those who live abroad and cannot attend a funeral service. For example, if you live in the US and you want to travel to Toronto to attend a loved one's funeral, the issue is self-isolation for 14 days when arriving into Canada, which may prevent you to attend a funeral service or to meet that timeline. People have now turned to live streaming and events such as on Zoom, where everyone who's abroad can watch and interact with a visitation and service. Just recently, we did a funeral at Lotus where there were several speeches and songs conducted from families living in the US and from Trinidad. The family was truly appreciative that their other family members living outside of Canada were able to say their final goodbyes with speeches to the audience in attendance, as well as watch the entire service, including the walk into our crematorium. At Lotus Funeral Cremation Center and at Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium, we operate 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. Our crematorium is located in our building, so we never have to leave our building in bad or cold weather for a cremation. Our crematorium space can have a large group of people to attend their cremation as well. For Hindu families, we can provide all the puja items, including fresh leaves and a havan kund. We have large halls that can accommodate large seating to smaller ones. We are centrally located for families in the West and from families in the East. For more information, please contact me from the telephone number on your screen. Thank you for watching and see you next week on Rudraaya. Sitaram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. Once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
Lotus Funeral Home. Life must be celebrated.
Guru Mata Pita Guru Bandhu Sakha Guru Matra Pita Guru Bandhu Sakha Tere Charanon mein Swami mere koti pranam Tere charanon mein Swami mere koti pranam प्रियतम तू ही प्राणनाथ तुम्हें प्रियतम तू ही प्राणनाथ तू ही तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम गुरु मातृ पिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम तुम शक्ति हो तुम भक्ति हो तुम शक्ति हो तुम
My dear viewers, we've come to the end of another segment of Rudraaya. I hope you've enjoyed today's segment. And like I said at the beginning of the segment, this entire segment is dedicated to our executive producer's son, Gavin Khan. So Gavin, on behalf of all of us, we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. And I would like to dedicate this message to you, Gavin, as you traverse along the road of life and you will meet friends and you will meet people with whom you will associate. Just keep this very important message in mind. And it goes like this. Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will help you crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution. Because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you engage ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. With some people, you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he's really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love them. Appreciate and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they're human first, and though they're family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit the criteria that I mentioned above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you're going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Gavin, excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude. So with this powerful message, I say goodbye to you. And as mentioned before, we wish you all of life's greatest blessings. I'd like to thank our executive producer, Gary Khan, for making Rudraaya possible. And of course, our sponsors at Maharudradev Mandir and our sponsors for Rudraaya TV. My dear viewers, thank you for tuning in with us, and I look forward to seeing you right here next week on Rudraaya. Namaste, Sitaram.
मेरा पार ब्रह्मा गुरु भगवान गुरु मेरे देवा अलग भेऊ गुरु मेरे देवा अलग भेऊ सर्व पूजे चरण गुरु सेवु सर्व पूजे सेवु गुरु मेरे पूजा गुरु गोविंदा गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्मा गुरु भगवंता गुरु का दर्शन देख देख जीवा गुरु के दर्शन देख देख जीवा गुरु के चरण धोए धोए पीवा गुरु के चरण धोए धोए पीवा गुरु बिना वर नहीं मेटाओ आन दिन जप गुरु गुरु नाओ गुरु मेरे पूजा गुरु गोविंदा गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्मा गुरु भगवंता